Go ahead, anybody.
JP, I asked Coach Williams about Bryce Johnson's comment that Bryce made at Media Day. And Bryce said he wanted to be the bully or the enforcer on this team, and Coach laughed pretty hard. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, he definitely could be if he put his mind to it, and he got a little bit, a little meaner on the court. I don't know. If he really says he wants to be that guy, I think he can do it, but it is a little funny hearing it.
Is it funny? Is it the premise that's funny, or is it because it's Bryce? When you say Bryce,
it's because it's Bryce. I mean, he has put on a lot of weight, and a lot of muscle. So I mean, it wouldn't be too hard for him now. But thinking back to old Bryce, you kind of, whenever you hear Bryce say something like that, you always think of old skinny Bryce. It's kind of funny. So.
But isn't it a pretty good thing to have sort of a guy with a nasty edge on the court too?
Oh, definitely. You think about, like, per se, the NBA teams. When I think about enforcer, I think about like Kendrick Perkins. Around a lot of young guys, you got an old head who's like out there pretty much to just kind of wreak havoc almost. Be that that dominating force and keep everybody going. So I feel like if Bryce truly wants to be that guy, I feel like we could really use someone like that.
How much tougher of a test will NC Central be this Friday compared to the 2 exhibition games that you guys already played?
Honestly, I don't even know how much they lost from last year, but looking at their team last year, they were a tough-nosed team. Got to see them play a little bit before we played Iowa State. So I think this will be a great test for us, playing against a higher caliber team like NC Central. We'll really test what we have to go forward into the season.
Do you feel like you have any kind of advantage being able to see them play in San Antonio, and did you get to talk with them at all when you were down there?
No, I mean, I didn't really talk to them. I'm not sure about anybody else. I don't think there's too much of an advantage. We just got to go out there and, play against whoever's ready to play. I don't really know. We haven't gone over scouting report yet, so I don't have too much to say about them yet.
So even though they're just down the road, you don't have any familiarity with them at all?
I mean, I have a friend who just transferred there, but as far as that, no, not really too much.
JP, this team evolved and matured a lot over the course of last season. Heading into the season opener, from a team concept, kind of where do you think this team needs to improve and kind of improve upon where you guys finished up last year?
I mean, in these last 2 exhibition games, honestly, I'm kind of happy where we're at right now as far as, beginning of the season. Looking back at last year, we won our exhibition game. I mean, definitely not by 70 points or anything like that, but it was a lot closer. And just kind of comparing the 2 games and comparing the personnel we have, I feel like it's gonna be fun again, but it'll give us a chance to really see what we truly have against a high caliber team like NC Central. Kind of stepping up our level of play now.
Maturity level wise though, is that a notch up from where it was?
Definitely, I think it is. We're not as surprised as far as like lineup and knowing what we have to work with as we were last year. Kind of know where we're at and what we have is going to be, I know what we're going to have is going to be a lot less stressful than it was last year. So I think our tempo will be the same as we've had it in the 2 last games. Kind of just getting out there, get out on the run, get on the break, get after it on the defensive end, kind of our defensive principles. Just kind of focus on what we've been doing lately.
How good is Kennedy at getting rebounds? I looked back and looked at his numbers, and it was absurd, just the percentage of rebounds he grabs. He's out there.
How good is he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's still a big body, as much weight as he's lost. He's turned a lot of that into muscle. So as far as boxing out, I mean, there's not a lot of guys that can get around him. And, just has great hands. The ball's in his area, he's going to grab it. Outlet passes are great. So, I mean, if you want me to measure, his ability to rebound is it's one of the best in the country, I think.
Again, I'm specifically with you. You're a guy that likes to fly and get a lot of rebounds. How much harder does he make it, say, even if you're on the same team with him, to get a rebound?
Like I said, he's a wide body still, so it takes up a lot of space. And even when I'm trying to get a rebound and I get a head start, if he's in front of me, he still takes it. He's he's got long arms, got big hands, so it's great attributes to have as a big man in the rebound.
How much different does Isaiah look now coming into this season as opposed to last year when he was maybe out of position for part of the
Yeah.
time? And
He looks a lot more comfortable where he's at now. You know, like I said in the beginning of the summer, I got the question about Isaiah and thinking about how effective he's going to be for us this year. Now that he's playing down low, and last year was just it was special because he went from basically playing the 5 spot in high school to playing the 3-man at a college level. So, you know, while he's a quick learner and, you know, great athleticism and a big body, he gets to beat up on guys his size now and kind of, you know, make it hard for them down low to stop him. And his skill set is different because while he can step out, you know, shoot the free throw jump shot, he also go around you. I think that's why I made it so easy for him to play out on the wing last season. It's because he's a lot quicker than a lot of guys, even wing players. So I feel like he'll use that quickness this year against big men who are slow.
You mentioned not knowing what you guys had to work with last year by comparison to this year, and there seems like there's significantly more perimeter depth for you guys. How much versatility do you think this team can have as far as mixing and matching lineups to match up with other teams, and how much confidence does that give you guys?
We got a lot of guys that can play different positions. Like I said, we had Isaiah last year at the 3, and you know, if it ever comes down to it, if we need a bigger lineup, you know, guys aren't rebounding or something, or if we need a rebound, you know, we could always go with you know, our 2 big men, whoever's at the big spot, 4 and 5, maybe Isaiah at the 3 again, and then you have, you know, Jess and Theo and I, who are, you know, 6'6" and above, who can play the 2 spot very easily, and you know, like I said, we're still deep at the 1 spot with Nate, Marcus, and now Joel. So you know, there's a lot of different lineups. We want to go small. We can go small with Justin at the 4. He's 6'8" wing, but can play down low, use his length and stuff, and same thing with Theo and I. So it just depends on what coach needs, and I feel like he's a lot more comfortable this year as far as throwing people out there. He's not second guessing himself as he would last year just because of the depth we didn't have.
Right. Is there a confidence then that comes with that for you guys as players, kind of knowing you probably can adjust to match up with most teams?
Definitely. I mean, while we don't really worry about other teams as much as, you know, anybody else would, our main focus is focusing on ourselves and our team and what we can do, you know, focusing on what we need to do to win the game. But, you know, if it ever comes down to it, I feel like we all have the confidence in each other that if someone's out there playing a position they're not used to, we can still figure it out.
And defensively, though, Coach was talking about the length between you and Justin and Theo. How much do you think that issue will help, you know, when your guys are playing the 2 and the 3 defensively in particular?
I mean, we've seen it in these last 2 exhibition games, just getting out and deflecting the balls, just kind of getting teams out of the offense. You know, getting a hand in the passing lane, you know, if a guy sees a hand in front of, you know, his teammate, he might not want to make the pass, and, you know, might turn around and make a mistake or something. You know, something simple as that. So, I mean, the length factor for us is going to be a lot better than it was last year for us because oftentimes we had maybe Marcus or Nate at the 2 and me at the 3, and while they're quick, they're not really, you know, Justin and Theo. So it's going to help a lot.
In regards to your overall height, Coach Moten said it yesterday over at Central that your best offensive play might be a missed shot. Do you think that second chance points are going to be a big factor?
They're going to be huge for us this year, and Coach has stressed that even in practice. Guys hitting the boards. So, I mean, it just comes down to, you know, who's going to hit it first. The 2 men or the 3 men. You know, the 4 and 5 are expected to rebound, but last year for us, since we didn't have that, you know, wing depth, it was more of the 3 men having to hit the boards and 1 and the 2 men getting back. Now this year, Coach expects the 2 and the 3 men hit the boards, and if not, you're going to come sit on for a little bit.
You guys have
One or
talked
two
about
more.
how physical and aggressive, much more physical and aggressive practices have been going into this season. How's that helped everyone and especially the freshmen?
Well, they are, while they're, you know, more aggressive this year, our practices are shorter, which is helping a lot, you know, saving our legs, saving our bodies, which I feel like is leading to the aggressiveness of, you know, the aggressive nature of practice. For the freshmen, I feel like they're fitting in just fine. You know, we had a few practices over the summer. We got to go over to the Bahamas and play, so, you know, I felt like that was real big for them. My freshman year, we just had practice. We didn't get to play. You know, and I think they knew, they expected to, you know, be a major contributors to the team this year. Just looking at, you know, the depth that we didn't have and, you know, guys coming in, guys leaving. But, you know, they're fitting in just fine and they're doing great.
Last one.
You mentioned Justin possibly playing at the 4. When we talked to you guys, I guess at media day a month ago, he really hadn't played anything. Has he practiced some at the 4?
No, not really. Just because, you know, you have bigs that play in practice. Coach hasn't really focused on playing, you know, me, Theo, or Justin at the 4 just yet. And I feel like that's, you know, going small. For us, freshman year was just because our bigs weren't performing the way they were supposed to. And, you know, hopefully we don't have that problem this year. We don't expect to, which is probably why coaches are focusing on it.
Thanks.